Beautiful angle.
Planning, standing, all the time is spanning, waiting for the show to grow. Writing, fighting, all the new inviting, waiting for the show. Soon we'll see all the hard work's come to the peak. Have a seat. Now let's meet. This is Sirius AI, and we are seriously caffeinated.
It's November 22nd.
Second.
And welcome to yet another episode of Seriously Caffeinated. I'm certainly all
So seriously
caffeinated today.
caffeinated.
Got my Pink Panther mug here. John's got his banana-colored mug, unless you're
I got
a
a
green,
banana-colored mug.
unless you're a
It's
green
not-
banana fan.
What? No, it's yellow. It's not green.
I know, I'm saying, but bananas can also be green. So, like, I don't want to, discriminate against the green bananas. That wouldn't be fair. But most bananas are yellow. So, at the same time, I feel like I'm not.
I always thought that green bananas just weren't ripe. Maybe I'm wrong and like uncultured.
No, you're correct. Like, the banana starts as green, it ends as yellow. Well, it can end as brown too. But the point being, like, bananas aren't always yellow. So, for all the green banana fans out there, I'm sorry, not really sorry, but I'm just covering, in case someone were to sue me. So anyway, this is Seriously Caffeinated. We are back after a bit of a hiatus in order to focus on what matters most, which is driving the show forward. Sirius AI Musical is really coming along great. And so, John, so much to talk about. How do you want to get started today?
There is so much to talk about. Well, yeah, as Sean just said, we have admittedly, we have not been recording so much on Seriously Caffeinated just because there's been a ton of other stuff. Communication by Captivation is actually expanding beyond just Sirius AI right now. So there will be some more stuff to follow with our artistic endeavors, including live performance and stuff like that. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Sirius. Now, I think maybe some of the last recordings that we did were probably at maybe like midsummer, early summer, something like that. But we have gotten a lot done, and ever since the release of our pilot episode, Wonderment, we have been in fact working on more stuff, and we are going to be releasing our next animated short, which is actually a segment of a 30-minute episode called The Fruition of Love Tag. And tag is a term that you often might hear in some musical theater shows. That means essentially it's like a song being repeated, which alludes to the fact that there is another song called Fruition of Love. Anyway, I digress.
I thought it was an acronym.
We are
totally awesome and groovy. I guess I'm wrong.
Oh, man, I've been doing theater wrong all this time. That's okay. I'll just let it lie. Anyway, so we are going to release that on January 1st, 2023. Why exactly January 21st, 2023? Yes. It's because we are going to be premiering it to the public actually at our pitch party, which we are super excited about. A pitch party is... Well, actually, hold on. Before we get to the pitch party, let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that leads up to a pitch party. Now, Sean, you've been extremely busy this summer. Ever since the release of our pilot, we've really had a lot of opportunities to really put this in front of people, and really talk to the people who are going to be able to bring it to the next level. So, Sean, do you want
Well, I would love to do whatever it is you want me to do, but right as you wound up and were like, Sean, do you want to do it? You froze. You froze so hard. You froze like Mr. Freeze. You froze like Mr. Freeze being frozen by another Mr. Freeze clone from the second dimension. You froze like you came home past curfew and your mom was like, where have you been? Mrs. Weasley style. You froze harder than a guy who's eating frozen ice cream cones as opposed to melted ice cream cones and got a brain freeze. You froze harder than the time that I stepped into a room and 10 people dumped a bucket of ice on me and said, "Ice bucket challenge, donate money to the ALS Foundation." Anyway.
Cool. So did you say everything that you wanted to say about what we did this summer?
No, I've been rapping about how you were frozen because I didn't know what you were going to ask me to do. You said, so anyway, before I go on, Sean, and then I just started rapping.
Okay, let's rewind that. And then let's edit, like, please stand
now we're
by.
not editing nothing. We're
okay.
This is
all
raw,
right.
Man. This is raw.
Yes, this is raw. Yes, we are so raw right now. Pretend I didn't say that. Okay, anyway, Sean, why don't you tell us some about the business stuff that we've been up to this summer? Who have we been talking to? What kind of connections are we making? Like, this is the part where you and Jen really like get into the nitty-gritty of this project. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what the summer has meant for Sirius AI?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the past couple of months, we've really been trying to leverage some relationships with folks who may be able to help us. And as you may or may not know, in this world, it is a lot easier when you've got friends who are willing to help you out and help introduce you to some people than it is to try and just go in it alone. To go in it and try and reach out to people who have no idea who you are and get them interested in what you're doing. Now, you're going to have to do that no matter what you're selling, but it's a lot easier and a lot more fruitful if you've got people who can help you out. And so we're very grateful to some of the folks who have helped us out, introduced us to key people in the industry. Big shout out to Jeff for connecting us with a guy who has been a producer of some big Hollywood films, who has helped us advise on our series Bible, right? So we worked with this guy probably 3 or 4 sessions, and you've seen some of his films. They're incredible films. And he helped us build out everything that we might need to know about the best way to package our product and put it in the hands and in front of people who might want to pick up Sirius and put it on the big screen. So incredibly grateful for that producer who has helped work through us on that process and has been very enthusiastic about Sirius. You know, he loved it and he was very responsive and has been helping us put together the Bible in the best possible way. We've also been working with a movie distributor, someone who's put out some very recent movies in theaters that you have seen. They're very good movies. He has been advising us on understanding, you know, the process and all the different ways that we can get Sirius in front of bigger audiences, right? You know, learning terms that I had never heard of, like AVN, DVN, EVN, all the different ways that these ideas that artists create go and make it onto Hulu or make it into, you know, direct to video or make it onto, you know, streaming series, make it into episodic TV that goes on cable. There's just such a web of different ways that you can sell a show and different ways that shows can come to life, to fruition, if you will. So we have been having some very, very good time that we're grateful for, talking to producers and talking to people who have been veterans in the industry. Just, you know, big thank you to some of our friends who've introduced us to those people. If you're watching this and you know people who might be able to help get Sirius to the next level, reach out to us on our Facebook or on our email. We'd love to work with you on that. But we seem to be in a very good position right now to focus the next couple of months on really taking everything we built up and shooting it directly through cold outreach and through direct introductions to people who are going to want to be interested in considering buying the product or partnering with us to develop more of the product. So the long story short is John and the animation team and the lyricists and the musicians have done excellent work, you know, building out this universe and building out a pilot, building out these short episodes that we can show everybody, you know, this is what Sirius can be. This is what Sirius is, and it's what it could be. And now Jen and John and I are going to spend most of our time working on, hey, big name in Hollywood, big name in the streaming industry. Look at this. This could be yours. We can do this together. Do you want to partner on this and really shoot things to the next level? Very similar to you know, what our friends over at Hasbin Hotel did, right? They put out that one pilot, they shot it out to the world, and eventually a distributor company, A24, picked it up, and they're developing, a full episodic series based on that pilot. So we're looking to follow that path, and it's going to require a lot of grit. We're going to get a lot of rejection because everyone gets a lot of rejection in this industry. But it really just comes down to discipline and building it every day into your schedule, as John might say. If you want to get something done, you got to write it in your planner. So that's my opening rant here. John, anything else you want me to elaborate on that?
This is
Be
my
very
planner.
careful what day you open that to.
Oh yeah. Wait, let me read that again. I opened up to 4th of July fireworks. I remember I was laying in the hammock at Zilker Park watching the fireworks, having just moved to Austin, Texas. Yeah, okay, no, nothing's terrible on that page. Anyway, yeah, that's my planner. Yeah, it's. I mean, like, I know we talk about it a lot. Is that this whole idea of like, oh wow, it's so cool to see this project grow, but like, I never realized before that cartoons and like shows and things like that, it all depends on the community that you can rally around it. And that is really what makes projects grow or not. And I mean, Sean, we talk about the term code switching quite a lot, and this has been such a cool learning experience because I feel like every single different, like, cartoons are one of those things that, like, it's one of the most collaborative things that you can possibly come up with. It requires visual artists, it requires audio artists, it requires voice actors, sometimes animation models, which are just people like recording themselves. It requires producers. There's just so much code switching that goes on in something like an animation musical cartoon project, and there's so many different types of people, and learning how each little section of this industry works has been like super cool. And we've like things that, like, one way I would interact with like an animator is very different how I would interact with a producer. A producer is looking for a lot of different things than an animator is. And so it's just been super cool to like, just like see this go from like a small little idea to something that all these people of these different codes and like cultures of in their art form like come together, and it's just one concise thing. And yeah, as you were saying, Sean, it's very cool to like finally have that package. You mentioned series Bible, and just for those of you watching this that don't know what a series Bible is, a series Bible is essentially what you use to pitch a show to someone who is interested in picking it up. Now, our series Bible is in a Google Slide because, Google Slide is just awesome. I love Google Slides. I love everything that Google does. I like Google.
You're just saying
like
that because they're watching you.
I am Googling, doodling. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, so like
for
a series
Oogle
vibe.
Puffs.
It's what?
I'm Oogle for Google Puffs.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs bird.
Yes. So yeah, our series Bible is like a pretty long like Google slide, and it talks about everything that we have up to this point in one concise piece that we can go through and present to someone, show them our concepts, show them our proof of concept, show them like show them the product together and then also broken apart. We describe the setting, we describe the characters, what we're going for, the plot. We describe like what the animation process was, how we've grown up to this point, what kind of artists are we using, what our philosophies, just everything in one spot. And creating that series Bible has taken a long time with lots of trial and error and changes. But we are now in a point where we can put this in front of someone and say, hey, this is everything that we've worked for. This is everything that we have created. And you can expect this quality with this flavor going forward if you pick us up. So do you want to invest hard into this and make it do you want to be the one that brings it to the next level? So now that I've talked about the series Bible, I mentioned Pitch Party earlier. So in our hometown, actually, like out of, I think,
not my hometown.
I mean, you live close enough. 5 out of 9 of our Communication by Captivation board members, not including some of our other team members, such as the lovely Anna Bridge, who's been on the project for a while. But I would say that like six or seven of us are actually from a place in New Hampshire called Chester, which is like the cow town next to Derry. But we all came from Derry, and we all went to high school in Derry, and we went to Pinkerton Academy. Anyway, Jen Messina's parents, Telva and Eric, have been gracious enough to offer their house for a pitch party this December 30th. So yeah, it will be local. Unfortunately, if you live somewhere far away from the obscurity of the mountainous Derry, New Hampshire, I apologize, but we are going local, and we do have a lot of our big fans that have known us in person from that area. So if you
The
are
entire
available,
cast of the Netflix series Dairy Girls will also be in attendance.
oh, I'm so glad that you got them, Sean. Now I'm expecting that. So on December 30th, 2022, we are going to ring in the new year with a pitch party, which is essentially just like a big New Year's Eve party, except we are going to be presenting our pitch to an audience, kind of like a focus group, if you will, with the plan that we are going to ring in the new year of 2023 actually securing pitch meetings with potential producers and actually going in and saying, we want you to buy this product. Like, what do you think? And so this pitch party is open to anyone. We just ask that you sign up beforehand. Drinks, food is all provided. It's probably going to be snowy because it's New Hampshire on December 30th. But if you are around for the holidays, please use the sign up link in our social media, and we will loop you into that. It's sure to be a great time. I'll probably be singing or something. Jen, myself, Sam, and Devra will all be in attendance. So that is our pitch meeting. It is the first time we are going to show Fruition of Love tag to the public. And it is going to be the first time, it's going to be one of your only chances, honestly, to see our actual pitch, unless you are a producer / distributor. Sounds fun, right, Sean?
Oh, sounds like oogles of Googles of fun. You know, Google actually is a term for like kind of like an infinity number, I think. I don't know, it's one of those things you learn when you're 6, but you're going to have Googles of fun at the pitch party if you attend. We'll drop the sign up link in the comments or in the descriptor if you're local or you want to make a 10-hour drive, you're interested in coming.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think we've covered a lot of stuff that has happened this summer. I think there's one more big thing as far as what we are releasing on December 1st. Sean, you want to talk about that?
Honestly, I think you're a little more qualified to talk about it, but I'll throw it up there. I'll throw the softball and then you can just knock it out of the park. So we are putting out the music of Sirius AI into an album that you, the viewer, can enjoy. John, where can you find that album?
Sure. So it's actually going to be released on a lot of different major platforms, such as Spotify, such as Apple Music. All of those things you can typically find it. I am actually I wish Jen was here. She could tell you exactly where to find it. But we are releasing the album on major platforms starting on December 1st. That is the music from our pilot episode. So that is 5 songs if you include the instrumentals that Devro made for some of our scenes. But it will contain 5 songs, and all of which can be seen and heard in our pilot episode. So you can go ahead and purchase that instead of having to go onto YouTube and watch through it every single time to hear the music. I personally like it in the car. I personally like to sing it in the shower. I personally like to sing it everywhere I go. You can do the same thing if you buy the album. It's going to be awesome. Heck yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've been recording for a bit. I wanna take an opportunity really quickly. I hope I'm not talking too much. I want Sean to exercise his vocal cords as well. But what I want to do right now is
Dude, I
do it all the
exercised
time.
them so much when you were frozen. Like, there's probably a whole 10 minutes of me just riffing. So you're good.
I was not disconnected for 10 minutes. I was disconnected for 30 seconds probably.
10
But
minutes in dog years.
what I want to do is I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's made this possible. I mean, there have been a lot of people that have come into this project who have touched it and who have influenced it and who have left their mark on this project in ways that, you know, maybe may not have stuck, but we are so appreciative of everyone that has ever come into contact with this project. But I think a huge shout out is deserved for our board members. Devro Geiger, you were the first person on this project, and I understand that you're a professional musician and stuff. So much for having the patience over these years to just work on this project with me. Yeah, anyway, yeah, you rock. Sam Druin, you also rock. You were the third person on this project, and you really have stepped in. We got some cool things happening with Sam Druin, actually, starting in 2023 that you can be a part of. I can't say it yet, but just Sam has been so great when it comes to helping me create this universe, create the characters, really develop their arcs. And I mean, he wrote all the lyrics too, so he's good at rhyming things. Next person is Mac Watson. Mac, thank you so much. You are our like awesome audio editor, and you have been the one that's been there to really take everything that we've been throwing at you and put it into one concise thing. So thank you, Mac. Then we have Sean Tima. Thank you so much, Sean Tima, who is on this video call with me right now.
Hell
one of my
yeah.
best friends that, hell yeah. You are one of my best friends, and honestly, like, I would not have been able to go nearly as far without your professional expertise, especially getting into the world of business. I think that a lot of the talents that I've been able to utilize through this project is things that I've learned from you, and your world, if you will. And then Jen Messina, you are also someone who has rocked out. Like, I mean, with the weird thing about Jen is that she actually came on board with this project after having not seen her in person for what must have been like 6 or 7 years. But I ran into her in Southern California right as COVID happened in China, but before it happened in America. Told her about this project. She's just like, I'm in. And she has been solid. It's so great to have someone come onto a project who's not just going to say they're going to be involved, but actually like stay involved. And then I want to thank Max. Max, you like like I know that like I've never actually met you in person, but like I feel like I've known you for a long time. Like you are exactly what we needed as far as someone who knows animation and who is ready to prove themselves to the world. And you have definitely done that. Most of the animation, which is probably the most expensive and time-consuming aspect of this project, like that is directed by one man, Max De Leon, and he's just done so much for this project and really brought it to the next level. I remember there was a day when I had no idea what happened once we got into animation, and it's so great to be able to have someone who not only knows the craft but also practices ownership of this project. So I am happy and thrilled with the project with you. And then we have Jessica. Jessica, you are our background design director, and you are definitely someone that always gives us tons of stuff to work with. We throw all this world building stuff at you, and you really do make the world look full and alive, which is funny because we're trying to make it look dead, but in like a beautiful way. Anyway, so you rock. Thank you so much. And last we have Jose. Jose, you are the color director of the backgrounds, and you do such a great job at really making each scene stick out with the tones that we're going for. And especially in this world that we're trying to create, it's very important to be precise about, you know, the vibrancy of our colors or the lack thereof. I mean, the world is very bright to someone like Sirius, but to someone like Hope, it's a very bleak world without much going for it. So anyway, everyone on the CBC board team that has made Sirius come to life, thank you guys so much. And I am so glad that you guys have stuck with this point so that we are able to sell this product and hopefully be able to keep going. So thank you all. And
golly, this hernia really hurts. Woo! Yeah.
Long, long ago, there lived these joyous, creative creatures called humans, or people. Little bundles of biomatter that inhabited the Earth.
Earth, the third planet from the sun.